Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning, Ryan. All right, everyone that is here, we are getting ready to demonstrate Layout Pro. We are so excited. I'm joining you from Chattanooga, Tennessee. My name is Rebecca. My friend Ryan is joining you from Michigan. So if my voice gets on your nerves, at least you'll have Ryan to help break it up a little bit.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and do a little demo of Layout Pro. So for those of you that used Yearbook Avenue, the good news is Layout Pro is replacing it and there is no Flash player. No, we don't have to accept to allow Flash. So we are Flash free. Very, very exciting news.
Yeah, also the good news is Yearbook Avenue is not going away. It's still going to be the place where you come to design your yearbook, but inside of that is Layout Pro instead of the old page designer. So before we get started, Ryan is going to walk us through some of the great planning tools that are available inside Yearbook Avenue, and that will make our Layout Pro experience much smoother. So Ryan, why don't you get us started?
All right, so I am logged into Yearbook Avenue, and once this session is over, you will be able to log into your own 2021 sites and go from there. But today we'd like you to go along with us and just kind of see what we have to show you. I would suggest a piece of paper and a pen if you have one, that would be great. And we're gonna go ahead and feel free to take any screenshots that you want to also, but we're gonna show you guys a lot of cool items today. So I am right now on the home screen, and you will see that the home screen is similar to what you might have been used to if you were on staff last year. You will see the 3 times coverage, you'll see your sales goal. One thing that I really want to point out though is the task menu. So the task menu is where I'm going to go ahead and put down some of the things that I want to accomplish today, and more importantly, what we want to get done before the school year starts. So some of those items are picking our fonts, making sure that we have all of the fonts that we want to use. You guys have learned a lot about this over the past couple days, and I'm sure that you are ready to get these in. So picking those fonts is one of my tasks. Picking colors is another task. Picking a template family to work with to go ahead and get your pages set up. Setting up styles, setting up your image library. So how did I get these tasks in here? I simply am going to click right here to be able to add my last task that I will show you how to do, and that is fill in the ladder. All right, so once I type that in, I do have a couple of different options. I can set a date as to when I want to get this task done by. I could also assign a task to someone. So I can go ahead and add in all of those things, but these are some of the tasks that we want to get through showing you guys today. So I'm going to go ahead and add that task in. You will see that it's now down on my task list. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to plan, and I'm going to go down to my fonts. So once I go to my fonts, you will see that I have some fonts that are already set up within my book. If I want to add any fonts, I can simply scroll down and click to make a font active or not active. If I want to see what these fonts look like, right here in the upper right-hand corner, there's a list where I can download a PDF of all of my different fonts to figure out which ones work best for me. All right, so that's where my fonts are. You'll see that my next couple tasks are actually located right up here, right at the very top. So I'm going to go ahead and jump over to my color palette now. So I'm going to click on color palettes, and you will see all of the different color palettes are active right now. So students, you will want to work with your advisors to figure out which color palettes we will be using, if we want to have them all or if we want to eliminate some of the color palettes. So one thing that I think is really nice and really important to do is to make sure that we always have our school palette live. So to do that, what you do is you create a custom color palette. You then can come up here and type in the name of your school. I then click save. I then can come over here and click add. So now what I could do is I can look at these and I can pick my school colors. So if my school colors are purple, then I want to pick which purple works the best for my school for that school year. Now, one thing to remember is that we want to always look at the printed color guide to make sure that we see the colors, because some of our screens look different than others. So always look at the printed guide to pick your school color. So I go ahead, I'll click my purple, it shows up and it's added over here, and I'm going to go ahead and also add in that this is my yellow. So those are my two school colors. I now have those over here added in. All right, so now that I have my colors, I would go through. One simple thing that I want to make sure you guys know is this grayscale. So if I click on this little plus, it's going to show me my grayscale. It shows me all of the colors that are in the grayscale. I would always suggest keeping that color palette live and active. All right. All right. Next thing over, I have my colors picked. I have my fonts picked. I'm now going to move over to styles. All right, so the next thing over, Jocelyn has gone ahead and set up some of the standard items that you would see when working on a page. So for a headline, you'd have a subheadline, body copy, all of those kinds of things. Now, if you decided that you want to change this, you can come over here and I can click on edit, and I can come down and type in what font I want to use. So if I wanted to use Foundations Roman for my body copy, I could say that I want to leave that as a body copy. I could change the size of it if I wanted all of my body copy to be size 12 or 10. And we'll show you guys in a little bit how to adjust this more once we're in the program. I go ahead and I click save. It's going to change the way it looks here, and I now see that my body copy is set as foundation instead. If I want to add another style, so let's just say I click here. I want to add another style, and I want to set up my sport headlines. I can go ahead, put in my sport headline. I can then come down, choose what font that will be. I can set the main size that I want those to be, and then I can click save. It will now add to my styles. So this is just some of the pre-planning on getting items set up to start your school year. All right. So that is fonts, color palette, and styles. Next, I'm going to go ahead and go to the image library. So I'm going to go to the Create menu, click on the Create menu, and I'm going to go down to the image library. All right, it's letting me know that there are two different types of folders that we can set up. We have our standard folders, and then we can have hidden folders, advisors. If you have something that you want to hide, then you could do that. Maybe our top 10 seniors or something to that effect. All right, so here's our image library. Now, the first thing I'd like to point out is that when you first log in, you will see the different categories over here on the left. So up top, you will see portrait, and you will see a triangle next to the word portrait. When you click on that little triangle, it will show you your different categories. Now, one thing I want to let you guys know is when your student portraits are loaded, those will go into the portrait category. We shouldn't have any other picture categories in that folder. However, we do want to go through and set up our other folders inside of activity. So next to the word activity, I'm going to click on the little triangle, and I will see that I have some of my standard categories set up right here. Now, what's really cool is now I have the opportunity with my yearbook to go in and set up more folder file structure. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how to do this, and this would be something that I would suggest based on how you want to organize your photos that you could do over the summer before the school year starts. So to add a folder, you simply click on the word sports, and I'm going to come right here and add a new subcategory. So I'm going to click that. I'm now going to type in varsity football. Click OK. And now you will see that I have the category of varsity football labeled right here. If I do want to take it one step further, I could click on that varsity football folder, click on the folder, and add in the October 1st game. And I could put in some more information there too. But you guys can go ahead before the school year starts and get these set up with however many layers of categories you want for your book. And then what you will see is to upload a photo, you can click on that folder that you want the pictures to go in. You can click on the upload button. And then what you will see is you can either go to your school network and upload images, or you can go to the Google Drive. So what's really cool is, yes, you can connect to Google Drive and be able to download photos from your Google Drive directly into Yearbook Avenue. One thing I might suggest is even setting up a Yearbook Google Drive so that then you can make your file structure within your Google Drive match Yearbook Avenue. So really cool that we can go ahead and download photos right from Google Drive. All right, on to the next step. So the next step, again, I'm going to go to the Create menu. I'm going to go down to Page Ladder. All right, so a ladder is a description of what's on every page in your yearbook, kind of like a table of contents. So when we're setting up what's going to be on each page, we can do a couple of different things. One thing we could do is we could click right here, and again, this is an advisor function, and load last year's descriptions. This will take what you had on the pages from last year and move it over to your 2021 book. You could, if you wanted to, also load last year's page designs. So if you really liked the way you designed your sports section, you want to use it again, you could do that. All right, or your organizations maybe. The other option you could do is I could come right here and I can type in what I want that section to be. So I can just type in title page. I can then enter in who my staff members are, and